She posted a slide from a PowerPoint saying that cyberbullying is. Where was that at? Here on TikTok 2 hours ago. Oh yeah, I can't see anything for Gypsy because I refuse to have a burner account. I can't remember what it was on. There was a YouTube video about the fake pregnancy thing, and everybody said that she most likely saw that. But I really don't think her pregnancy is fake. I don't. I really don't. If it is, that's something that will really surprise me. But I mean, honestly, like girls do it all the time. They do it all the time. On a news station, and it was like the fake pregnancy bellies, and they go like fake pregnancy tests and all this fake stuff. And it was actually on a news station, and it was on YouTube on the news station. So everybody had started. It was like before right when she had announced her pregnancy, and people were saying, you know, this is definitely a possibility and things like that. But honestly, I mean, girl has been pretty much half naked, and she very clearly has a belly or ate a lot of freaking food. But I think you would see it more like on her face if she was just getting chubby, you know what I mean? So I believe that she is pregnant. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to believe it and don't believe anything she says, but I don't know. I believe it. Etc. It's just another ditch effort again to be relevant and to appear professional. Even though everybody has screenshots of her profile before and after, it's kind of sad. But I'm sure you did. But did you see where she said she won't always be on parole? Yeah, I just posted a video about it. Yeah, that was a thread. She was on a live. So she was on a live, and she's like, I'm not always going to be on parole. And she said, like, you're not always going to have me by the short and curly. Oh, but right now, parole has me on by my short and curlies, is what she said. I don't know. I posted it. Lottie, thanks to Lottie for the audio, but Lottie also has a video on it too. That was in June. Lottie told me that was a live in June that she did, that audio came from. I know when I was as far along as she is, supposedly I was huge. Yeah, and it depends on the person. That depends on the person. I still believe she's pregnant. But yeah, like the size and all, like I'm not defending her or anything, but we have to think logically, guys. But like the size of a pregnancy, the weight you gain, the size of your belly, everybody is different. We can't ever like say definitively, oh, I was 9 months pregnant and look like a house. No. We can't ever judge that part. I like to stay with like the facts of, let's not say she's not pregnant or whatever. I mean, it'll come out eventually if she's less farther along or more farther along, or if she's not pregnant at all. So it'll come to fruition. Pearl still hasn't gotten in touch with Woo Woo Bestie. They still haven't? So now she's disappeared. No, she's still around. 7 months, yeah. I literally just depends on the size of the baby and now how your body carries a pregnancy. Exactly. Well, I know that she had said the one in Louisiana, the phones rang, but she did get in touch with somebody in Missouri and left a voicemail. People are sending me the Gypsy Rose stuff. I can't see it though. Tana brings her on. I hope she does some serious digging beforehand and ask for the real shit. See what Gypsy just posted. Okay, what was it tagged in? Because I cannot see Gypsy's posts. People have already started sending me Gypsy's post and I can't see them. So yeah, I heard about the bullying post, but I don't see it because Gypsy has me blocked. So if you sent it to me, I don't see it. This is what I see if you guys send me something, this is what I see. Like, it just shows me Gypsy Rose and you can't see anything else. So, Just an FYI. Was it in her post though that you tagged me? Cause that also, people that are blocked. Interesting, since she's following internet sweetheart. Gypsy's following internet sweetheart? I understand. No. She's following dollar store coloring book. What? Of course she is. Her team is using him to bully people they're against. Yeah, but if she that's my thing is, if one of my theories is that she got in trouble and that's why she ended up deleting everything. Because it comes back to her. Those are her friends, you know, and they're talking about her. So say something happens, God forbid, I don't want anything to happen. I'm not speaking that into the world, but what if something did happen? What is internet sweetheart or Bree or any of the people that are orchestrating or talking about this stuff? What are they gonna say? They're gonna say, oh, we were fighting with these people on the internet over Gypsy. It all comes back to Gypsy. So she can get in trouble for it. Like what don't they understand about that? Like, those people are, if they're gonna be taken into custody, you're not gonna say, I did it because our US government. No, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, and not only that, their footprint on this app already says everything. There's people that have already reposted all the shit, and done all this stuff. Literally, they can get it. So, so she was or she is following him. No, but she's not untouchable, and that's the thing, is that God forbid something happens, or there's the other side of the coin. Not that something happens, but that somebody has the money and the time to sue them. They're gonna throw her under the bus. So what do you think? Like, they're not gonna sacrifice their lives and their freedom for them, for her. I'm sorry, but nobody is going to do that. And not, like I said, not only that, there's so much evidence on the internet already. They've already put all this stuff on the internet. So it's not even if they choose to say anything, it's already there. Craziness. I think Missouri kind of has their hands tied, in all honesty, because they don't have like custody of her, so they can't really like do much. Okay, I'll check it out. Hold on. She was the other day only following 8 people on her main, and one was internet sweetheart. Okay, she thinks she's above it all. Cute little. Yeah, it is her mentality, but their mentality is askew. It's askew, because the fact that they feel so untouchable, I think, just shows because of what they've gotten, you know, they've already gotten away with. So I think there's a couple of people out there that would jump in front of a bus for her. I agree. I've seen some people in my comments like, nothing would ever make me hate her. But I also, you know what I was looking up yesterday? Because I was looking for the address, like the picture of the address. I ended up finding it. But I typed it into Google, and you know how many Reddit threads there were about asking when she was in prison about how to write to her? It was disturbing. It was very disturbing. Oh, post rumors, spreads gossip, defaming people, humiliating people. Wow. Let's go over this. I'm pretty sure she had a jailbroken tablet to get a social media when she was in. Yeah, most likely. She's wild. Okay. So according to law and legal definition, law and legal, cyberbullying refers to any harassment that occurs via the internet, cell phone, or other device. Well, yeah, because you can get internet on the cell phone. Wait a minute. Was that a PowerPoint she did? I just like, that just entered my mind. Did she do that PowerPoint or did she screen grab it? Posting rumors. Okay, so let's debunk that first. right? So what you perceive as rumors is what is actual truth, but you say is rumors because it's your truth, because you choose not to tell the truth that is the truth, because that's okay, you know. Anywho, I mean, whatever. I mean, yeah, that's why now I'm only posting things that kind of come out of her mouth. We're only going to be posting stuff that she's maybe said, or stuff that you guys have noticed, and we'll share it, you know. All right, so spreading gossip. That's funny, because I heard from like little birdies like that her stepmommy spreads gossip. So is she talking about her stepmommy? Oh my god, is she talking about Christy? Maybe she's talking about that has to be it. This is about Christy. So defaming people. So you have to be famous to be defamed, or you have to do something extremely bad to a point where people, you just like can't even go out, like kill your mom or something like that, you know. So anywho, good morning, Erin. Christy is the source of everything. Yes. Okay. And then we have humiliating people. Humiliating. Okay, let's see. She says she doesn't care. But how is it humiliating people? Wait, is she talking about Jeffree Star with the humiliating people? Because, I mean, that's a stretch. Because, I mean, I mean, what you do to on yourself, you know? I don't know. These types of cyberbullying usually result in other people changing their opinions about individuals based on the rumors spread. Okay, so let's break that down. So, people change their opinions, yes. Have people changed their opinions on their own? Or have people been influenced? I can say yes and no, I guess. Because, like, for me, I can only speak for myself. And I'm sure you guys can only speak for yourselves. But I only formed my own opinion on things once I started seeing the behavior repeat. That's what me, and I think a lot of people, hey Lottie, I think a lot of people can agree with that. Like that's like that's the catalyst, is when she got out, then we gave her that opportunity. I knew there was things beforehand, but when she got out, we gave her the opportunity to say, okay, we didn't even expect anything of her. Honestly, I really just wanted to see her kind of thrive, maybe talk a little bit about emotional abuse or something like that. That's the honest to God's truth, to my God's truth. But then you started seeing like the dramatization of the social media stuff and the parade of media, and just the outspokenness of trying to say, oh, our system is broken because it put me in the system. Like what was the point of that? He doesn't feel comfortable collabing with someone who unalived their mama, which is valid. Yes, everyone I'm another on social media. Exactly. And so I can tell you, if you go do a survey, somebody go do a survey, like 9 times out of 10, you know, they're gonna say, you know, I did have that rationality, and that, I mean, I have posts, guys. I have a post over on my YouTube channel, because it's too far on here to go down that far. I have a post that says, like, I had the highest hopes from her. But that first week was like a circus. It was a circus. And I think it was focusing on, what is she gonna do now? What is she gonna do with this? Because everybody has her back. What is she doing? Let's see. Is she going to be? I don't think anybody expected her to be the figure role model or the whatever you want to call it, you know, like celebrity influencer. We just wanted to see her thrive. We wanted to see her live. We didn't want the drama. But then the drama started happening and we started seeing repetition and true colors, and it started snowballing into it. So when she sits here and says people are cyberbullying her, like, how? When we wanted the very best for you in the beginning, how? She's always said the fairy tale princess mentality. She took that little bit of attention and chased fame. Yep. Patterns and true behavior. Yes, the patterns, guys. If you do not see the patterns by now, I mean, I get that people want to see the good and don't want to believe that this is like coming to fruition, but it is. It is. Yeah, so I think it all started as a catalyst. The first series, of course, first series was called. I think that's what kind of started, like, okay, let's support her. Let's see. Because again, in that series, she says, what am I going to do with my freedom? Because essentially, in our eyes back then, guys, prison confessions, yes. In our eyes back then, she was a girl that pretty much was abused her whole life, kept in seclusion, and, you know, to our knowledge, until we started hearing other things and more stuff started coming out, that changed because of her actions. And that's my point that I'm trying to make here on this page. Yes, I'll still like recap on my a backup page, Tea Time with Trippy, go follow it. But I'm only going to be using like her words here because she did it. She literally stepped in every pile of poo along the right way. She did everything she was not supposed to do. She made literally all the mistakes a person makes in 70 years of living, condensed down to how long has she been out? I've never seen her like a victim since I saw her with her mom on the news. I call it out as fake. Yeah, and Lottie, I think, so that's the big thing is like, if I was the person I was back then, because I followed this case since 2016, it intrigued me. I'm going to tell you it intrigued me, but I was a different person in 2016. I was very well influenced. I listened to everything that was on the TV. Up until maybe even 6 years ago of my, or 5 years ago of my life, I used to be that way. So if I never was in that mentality of, oh, this person is faking it, or in that mentality that people or the humankind can even do that or think about doing that, was not even within the realm of possibility to me. You know what I mean? So if I was who I was back then, I probably would have called it too, but I wasn't. And the logic was never logicking. And that's why I do understand the way people are thinking right now, because they don't want to, their mind is not open enough to believe that this person is highly intelligent but appears non. You know what I mean? And I'm not bullying in any way against cyberbullying, but it's the truth. People can't wrap their head around that. And it's not, people aren't understanding it. So, I get that point. I get why people still support her. I understand that, and that's always been my stance. Like, I understand supporters. I understand the people that absolutely loathe her because they've been through things that she's saying she went through, and, you know, like, I get it. I've been wondering how it's been for Ken getting reacquainted with her after so long. Yeah, I've wondered that too, Darla, and especially since, because she seems very pushy and he seems very reserved. So it it's a very interesting dynamic that they went into. But you can very clearly, if you know vibes and energy and things like that, you can clearly tell she is way more into him than he is to her. He seems like one of those guys, like, his shit don't stink. He seems like a Zach Bryan type guy. Just saying. He gives me those vibes. Unless you do research. Yes. I've had numerous commenters say, oh, this is a perfect example of the justice system not working because minors should not be put in prison for that long, or they can be rehabilitated or whatever. Like, they tried to advocate for it, but they failed to realize she was a 23-year-old woman. Yeah. And she that mentality, if you guys watch the New Crime Weekly, that mentality, they even point that out. Like, in her interrogations, she's literally like, she's so intelligent, but since she can look like a little girl, she can manipulate people very. Look at Orphan. Wildness. That was based on a true story. So, and that true story was wild. I forgot what it was called. Natalia. There may have been some things she went through, but kids have grown 10 times worse. Yep, exactly. Didn't kill anyone. I just want people to do their own research. Yeah, exactly. What access did she have to social media in prison? So that's what we were talking about. Yesterday, I kind of brought up that subject, and it's been said that she had access to tablets. So from what I understand, and just from like shows I've watched and stuff like that, is prisoners do have access to tablets. They can rent tablets, and they can watch movies. They can rent movies, listen to music, do all of that. Now, there is tablets in prison that the prisoners know how to jailbreak or know how to get into other features that they're not supposed to get into. That's why you see a lot of prisoners on TikTok or on Instagram or, you know, just doing all of that stuff. So there is definitely a possibility that somebody was like, hey, can I have maybe a couple of noodles or some coffee, and I'll give you access to this. Wouldn't put it past her. I've wondered about it. It makes sense. Yeah. So that's why in my video about Jeffree Star talking about it and saying, oh, like, I can only imagine coming out of prison and technology is so new. You have to remember, she had people telling her about this far longer than she probably even ever seen it. But I full on believe that she most likely has gotten a glimpse of things on the internet. To get her hands on the phone, Ryan got her. I know. That phone was like, and it stayed there ever since. I'm just kidding. Supposedly she's changed her numbers a bunch of times already. Things are coming around, and like I posted in I just posted a video before I came live, and with Jeffree Star, like, bringing people down to earth and like literally showing people this woman is not an influencer. She's not a celebrity. She's not a Kardashian. She is literally just a manipulating mother murderer that happened to get a good deal. She got a good deal. She should have took that. No, so I'm gonna listen to the Canceled podcast today. After I also seen him talking about live battles and stuff like that, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it. Her defense attorney did a bang up job for sure. Yep. Her defense attorney is getting paid in probably more ways than one. No, I was saying earlier though. Earlier I was saying, so I had Googled because I was looking for the address that for her letters that she wants letters to go to. And so I had Googled it. I said, address for Gypsy Rose Blanchard letters. And you know how many Reddit pages came up of men, mainly men. There was some women in there too, but men asking if they can write to Gypsy Rose Blanchard in prison. It was disturbing. And I mean, like, I believe that portion of it. I think that's what got her head full, is all of these creepos were messaging her in jail or sending her mail or whatever, and putting, like, she was contacting some and they were putting money on her books and this and that. And, you know, I fully believe that Ken and Ryan were one of those sad, unfortunate souls that just got picked out of the litter. Most of the people that were writing to her in prison are probably the ones that are currently supporting her. Most of them are creepo men. And most of the comments that I get that are like, oh, nothing could ever make me hate Gypsy Rose, blah, blah, blah. They're creepy men. It's disturbing. You know, what you doing? Yeah. Exactly, because what did she do when she wasn't in prison? That she had that computer, she had that cellular device, even though it wasn't like this, she still had it. She had the technology to do her crime. And we're seeing history repeat itself. And at the end of the day, when it ends up happening, if it ever ends up happening, because again, I don't want to put that bad juju in the world. If it ever ends up happening, Missouri parole board and Louisiana parole board are 125% at fault, because everything has been online, everything is accessible, and people have been calling them and giving them information, and they literally do nothing. It's just like oh, it's fine. She's being cyberbullied, and she is cyberbullying people with her Romanian. Yeah. You either hustle 3 services like eyebrow clicking or chicken. Yeah, so we dissected the cyberbullying post already. In a nutshell, we determined she's talking about Christy and herself, as well as her friend Bree. So she's most likely talking about, I guess, outing herself, because everything in there is not accurate to what a majority is doing. Because I'm not gonna say everybody's not doing it, because obviously, like, there is people making up lies. Like, we've seen it with the whole paternity test thing, with there was so many other ones that people are like, I did a deep dive. Yeah. My uncle was doing 30 years. He did tattoos for commissary money. Yeah, see, people hustle. I did a deep dive. Oh. Just going to wait for the courts to people can shut up about it. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying is like I'm posting what she's saying. Like, this is her. She's the one that posts it. She's the one that digs her grave. She's the one that every word out of her mouth has been lies. Like, she has one story here, one story here, one story here. There's been at least 12 variations of the story. And then with, like I said in my last video, with the pictures coming out, those pictures of her in Disneyland, and she's out of the wheelchair, and she's sitting on the wall, and she's sitting somewhere else, and all this stuff. Like, you do know her mom took those pictures, right? It was an election year too, so I don't necessarily blame the judge. I blame the whole state of Missouri that was in office at that time. Are they to sentence this poor little girl that was abused by her mom. But then we slowly realized that like that story wasn't like a story the whole time. Like I said, watch Crime Weekly. Derek puts good points out there. Is when she was interrogated, she didn't immediately say, okay, yeah, like I had him kill my mom because my mom was, I'm sick and she makes me go to the doctor and sit in a wheelchair and do all this stuff, and I felt like there was no other way out for me to have a life with him. And yes, I did it because she knew about the videos. She knew about all of the things. She knew about all that. So instead of doing that, she had the mentality, this is where her intelligence comes in. She knew, okay, I have to try to get out of this. So let me act like a child, like I normally do, and let me see if I can just, you know, kind of con my way past and just be like, oh, he did it. I didn't say anything, like, and that's part of having natural nerves too, is like, I didn't do it. But you knew full well you did it. She's gonna quote the Bible. Sir, I need a lawyer. I'm wondering if they have been following the story now and how they feel with their decision. I don't know. They're politicians, so I mean, you know, of their hair, Missouri, they don't care. But she's fully not, because they still have say. That's the thing. So at the end of the day, if if history repeats itself, which with Gypsy we've seen it repeat itself at least 3 times now, like the patterns are all coming back now. Missouri and Louisiana State Parole Board will be in deep trouble. I've heard that numerous times, even people in the state of Louisiana. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's just because they think there's going to be repercussions. What kind of repercussions is there going to be? Like, Gypsy has, yes, she does have money. Not tons of it, but she has money. But it's not enough for, like, a whole state to be like, yeah, we're just going to let her just be. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if it's because of her pregnancy. No, I wouldn't believe so. I don't think any prison system is prejudiced. I know some people say that they don't want to care for a pregnant woman, but I mean, I don't know. You would think the threat would outweigh the cost, but you know. Pregnant people can be held accountable to the fullest. I've seen people go to prison 9 months pregnant. These people are very conniving. And when I say these people, I don't just mean Gypsy, I mean the whole entire family. So my mouth is numb. In one of the worst positions, pregnant with your boyfriend's baby, and you're still married, have a husband, and you most likely got pregnant while you're still living with your husband. Like that's a good way to, like, you know. And Ryan being the lucky ones to get written back to, you know. I think all those people writing to her got to her head, and she wants to receive more of that love, and that's why she did the letters, because she wants to show Ken, like, look, people are writing to me, they love me, look at these guys, they're writing to me, they want to be with me. I don't know, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. Ken gives me Zach Bryan vibes, but not as aggressive, less aggressive, but definitely. I still don't believe she's pregnant. A lot of people don't. We'll see. Time will tell with that, right? Kevin Federline vibes for real. I mean, yeah, Kevin Federline is pretty on point. He took his kids and ran. And he's like, you pay me. I have a feeling that she might get worse once the baby's born. She needs professional help. Yeah, again, without Chrissy too, time will tell. Time has told us a lot already. And we can pretty much assume what's going to be on the next season, right? He gives me creepy vibes. I mean, if I were local, I would. I think that media, I'm on the media side of things. I think media needs to start getting their narrative correct on who they're interviewing. And I think they need to open their eyes that they're not interviewing a Kardashian where she can give stipulations on what they can and cannot ask. They're interviewing a paroled felon that conned a autistic man into killing her mom and pretty much gave him a whole instruction manual on doing it. Maybe there might be like a what was it that Brittany was in, a conservatorship? Of course, I try to keep you guys as level-headed as possible. I know sometimes it's distracting and it's like, ooh, shiny red lights, but sometimes it's just really not. Sometimes just waiting and being patient for the right moments and the right scenarios, and you know, the time where the truth is finally revealed, because there's truth in all of this. And it's not that everybody's like lying, because that's what she's insinuated. She's like, people are making up things because of this and that and the other. But literally, like, people, like, why don't you address it? Address the fact that people have your medical records. Okay, then answer the questions of, you know, how do you said that the doctors did X, Y, and Z to you, but how do you prove that when all of these things that were done were to eliminate something that eventually they were able to find out was something that was a micro, you know, like a genetic disorder. Like, why don't you just say that? What's the hardest part in saying that? Like saying, yes, I went through all of this. I didn't understand it as a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I felt trapped. But we found out later that it was just this. And my mom then, you know, lessened the reins. She can't be charged again for her crime. She can face small repercussions for lying. But also, she can also say, that was my lawyer's advice. Does she not understand that either? Like, what? Don't make sense to me. She won't say anything until Nick exhausts all his pills. She doesn't want him. Yeah, but she should, that's the one thing that she should be scared of, because he can double back. I mean, he can definitely double back. Do I think he will? No, because he does still feel guilty for it. But I don't know. That can go a couple ways for her. And in every scenario I have put in my head, she is going to end back up either on house arrest or doing more parole or going back for a short period of time. She's going to, because she's repeating history. So that's going to happen. If you would have asked me that, like, I always felt something bad was gonna happen, but if you would have asked me like 3 months ago, like, do you think she for sure will end back up in prison or jail or in trouble, I would have said, you know what, no, because we can still give her the benefit of the doubt. She hadn't done any of the stuff that has been reoccurring currently because of her TV show and all this stuff. But it's just, I don't know, like, she's going to get back in, she will be in trouble again. Like that, there's really no other way out for her right now. And I think that's the thing too, is she thinks once I'm off parole, I can do whatever the hell I want. No, I mean, there's still laws in place for a reason. Like, you can't go over here threatening people and doing all this stuff, or you're gonna end up with lawsuits. You're gonna end up with civil suits. You're gonna end up with so much more. And being the fact that you're a felon, that's gonna be even worse. I think that, I don't know why the media does coddle her. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know why. Like, she's literally, like, she's not hope for the future or something. You know what I mean? Like, the media looks at her like, oh my God, this is such big hope for our judicial system. Like she's free from all of her restraints. No, like, what? The one in the college, that wasn't like an interview. That was more like they were trying to spin it in an educational way, and it wasn't, and they fully got that. So just in case anybody, because I know a lot of people, because she's posted that thing on live about, oh, when I'm off parole, I can defend myself, blah blah blah. In LA for the she was doing her, so when she was down there, she did her book thing, she did the university thing, and she went to Universal. So it was pretty much like a vacation for her. Been down that because she was in San Francisco, she was in LA, I don't know where she did the book at. Supposedly the book was in LA, and then I know Universal is farther from LA than there, but pretty much everything in Los Angeles is 45 minutes away. I mean, they knew, so that's why they didn't know about her going. Nobody knew about her being there, but of course they knew when she was gonna leave because she went live before. So they knew she was gonna be at the airport. They only have 2 airports in that area. You could either go into the Long Beach airport or the LAX. There's only 2 airports in that area. But I'm sure she has the people that are working with her on Lifetime, and they probably wanted her to get as many interviews as possible. Either she did it, or her lawyer did it, or one of the people from Lifetime production did it. So, trouble for loitering in the past, so now they only go if tipped off. I don't believe that. They do get a lot of bad, but in LA it doesn't. You still see them everywhere. And not only that, everybody has a camera now on their phone. So I can be like, oh, isn't she going to Florida for Thanksgiving? How? That's not work related. So Charlotte, she said she asked for it because it's family. And actually, she can spin it that it's work related, because I'm sure Lifetime will be filming. So she can spin it either way. But I'm pretty sure she probably said, oh yeah, it's work related because Lifetime's filming. It's needed footage, you know? And I slowly think that's coming to an end as far as like the celebrity like fanfare, because slowly people are starting to be like, they have to do something really impressive. Saying is like a lot of her followers too are most likely a lot of the men that wrote to her in prison, so it's understandable. I'm gonna download this live and probably post some clips from it. I need to start posting clips from live. So I didn't see the post. Somebody sent me a screen recording because Gypsy has me blocked. So I did see it, but not on her profile. No one's commented. 3 hours, or she's deleting them more likely. So also, you have to remember she has the protected comments on there, so we have to be kind. Let's kill her with kindness, guys. So everybody that has access to Gypsy Rose Blanchard's TikTok, and she posted the bullying, let's go ahead and kill her with kindness in the snarkiest way possible. That would be the best. Sorry, my bad. All right, you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. Stay positive, stay awesome. Remember to always be yourself. Until next time, guys. we'll talk about it. Bye.